but as of 10/27, there is no proper remedy released from Scrape Armor for the ZR1 grills. Hey guys, thanks for joining us tonight on Tech Tuesday. Last week we talked about the center console button on C8.
Correct.
I can't believe how many messages I got. Hey, are you going to change that next week on Tech Tuesday? If you do, hey, can you put the part number up? Hey, can you put the part number up? You show us how to do it. Are you going to have Chuck do that? Yes! Tonight we're going to change the button on my center console. We're also, very good question, and this is good to just kind of make you aware of things going on when you buy a new Corvette. When does your warranty start? We're going to talk about that tonight, and we're going to finish up with some good-looking cars, your beautiful rides. We have one novel that we've cut down to half a book, but a really good question Chuck's going to dig into for you. And this is first one to start us off tonight from my friend Greg. I don't know if we have a resolution for him or not.
Well, actually, I'm starting off with Tom.
Oh, you're starting? I apologize. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
All right. It says, hi, Rick and Chuck. I have a 2020 Z51 HTC with 26,000 trouble-free miles. The car will be 5 years old in November. What do you recommend regarding service at 5 years? I know that in my C8, the dealer recommend replacing many of the fluids, for example, brake fluid, coolant, and all that. Thanks for all you do for the Corvette community.
Thank you.
Yes. So, at 5 year interval, you are going to look at doing a cooling system service on it, because the coolant's only good for 5 years. I think it's 5 years or 150,000 miles.
Right.
So at the 5 year mark, you're going to replace the cooling fluid. You're going to do a brake fluid flush on it, and you're going to change the fluid in the front lift system if you have front lift on your car.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That's at the 5 year interval. So.
And that was found in the magical place.
Yeah, the owner's manual.
In the back of your owner's manual.
Yes.
That's right, yeah, imagine that. Now the 25s going forward don't have an owner's manual, so you can order one from Helm, or you can download it from Chevrolet for free.
And if you look at that, Rick and I were talking about it, and the new ones, they just give you mileage. They don't really give you time. But if you look in the special notes, it'll give you time for all the other stuff, too.
Yeah, mine actually has a bracket. It actually shows this many miles or this many years, and then you cross-reference the little boxes to see where you're at and what you actually need to get done.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Well, thank you. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for sending in the question. Hopefully this helps you and others that are watching tonight. All right, when does your warranty start? Donald sent me this. First, he didn't send me the VIN, and I really needed the VIN to help answer his question correctly. Rick, you may find this interesting concerning my 2023 Corvette coming up on its 24-month service in which GM denied me service. Here's some facts for you. My car was delivered to the New Jersey dealer on 10/2/23. Car registered in Florida through the New Jersey dealer on 10/12. New Jersey dealer serviced the car on 10/20. I took delivery on the car on 10/23. I took the car to my Florida dealer for a complimentary 24-month service on 10/18, which I was denied. They said that window had closed on 10/12. Well, that's wrong too. Here's what I found on your VIN number. And Don said, I thought the warranty began when the customer took receipt of the car. No, that's incorrect. Years ago, what had happened, because we were fighting the clock with Chevrolet, they were at the beginning of C8. It was so demanding. They would say, hey, we're looking to see how fast before you sell this car. That will determine your future allocations. So as soon as the car was invoiced, you know, we're paying for the car. We had a customer, we're reporting the sale electronically through General Motors. So that's when the warranty started. Until the point where we did that, other dealers did the same thing. Cars would come in 2-3 weeks later, and we had an in-transit damage claim.
Correct.
They're like, well, wait a minute. How do you have an in-transit damage 3 weeks after the car's been delivered? Hold on a second. So that changed everything. They've changed the way that they're viewing allocations and how they're earned and dispersed. So when you actually do your sale, do your contract, that's when the dealer would electronically RDR report the delivery to General Motors. That's when your warranty starts, not when the car's built, not when it arrives to the dealership, when you do your contract. Your car was built on 9/14. I'm assuming it was delivered to the dealership somewhere around 10/2 because that's when your warranty actually started. If you look at your contract, I bet that is the date on your contract, and that is when your warranty is supposed to start on 10/2. So it wasn't, as this Florida dealer said, on 10/12. It actually started on 10/2. So I'm assuming that dealership reported the sale electronically your paperwork should coincide that, because if there's ever an audit, they look at, when you reported the sale, they also look at your contract and make sure that they match up. If there's a disparity there, then there's a problem, either with Chevrolet, the dealership, that could be for your favor or not, but that's what they look at, and that's when the warranty starts, not when you take delivery. So in essence, that dealer is telling you right, because it's a 23. The 24-month service is an act. It's 2 years or 7,500 miles. So he's correct. You were not eligible for that free service. I had another question like this of the same nature that we were going to share, but it was kind of redundant. And what we've talked about, 24, 25, 26, going forward, it's 3 years or up to 8,500 miles. We talked about this last week, and I suggested, hey, just still do your 2 year 7,500. That's the interval that I think works well, but they've given you that extension up to 8,500. If you come in at 8,501, it won't count.
So just to clarify, your warranty starts when you sign the paperwork.
When you sign the paperwork. It's supposed to start when you sign your paperwork. I mean, if you sign the paperwork and then the dealer say you signed it today on whatever the date is today, and then they don't report it until they do their month end. Everybody does their stuff differently internally as far as how they clean house and manage their inventory. When they report the sale, it has to be what's on the contract. Even if they do it 2 or 3 days later, it has to be what's on the contract, because that's when the warranty starts.
Right, not when I pick the car up.
No.
When I sign the paperwork.
And when we ship them all over the country, so it's not when you get the car either.
Right.
It's not when it's built, it's when you actually sign the contract. That's when the warranty starts, and that's when everything that we're talking about on these Tech Tuesdays, that's what's applicable as far as when your warranty and your service intervals, that's when you start, is when you actually signed for the car.
You say this is somebody you know?
This is our friend Mike from Brink of Speed. One of his viewers watches us as well and sent Mike a question to relay to us, so we're going to do the best we can to answer that tonight.
All right. First and foremost, I hope all is well with you and your family. I'm an avid BOS fan and have great appreciation for the wealth of knowledge you and Conti bring to the Corvette community.
Thanks.
I'm reaching out hoping to get your thoughts on an issue with my 23 Corvette Stingray Coupe. A dealer in my city has advised me to immediately stop driving the car, say it could be catastrophic if you continue driving. Here's what's happening. I began hearing a slight whine noise on cold startup that remains constant even when in park. It's less noticeable when I drive the car, but always present at idle. There's no driving or shifting issues. Everything feels normal. The dealer now says the clutch has failed and that both it and the shaft need replacing. Unfortunately, the parts are on back order for a couple months. I'm also aware of a customer satisfaction program bulletin. He gives a number regarding transmission or fasteners improperly torqued. That has nothing to do with what you've got going on here. Consider sharing this with Rick or Chuck. Perspective as well. Would you consider the situation where GM would provide a full transmission replacement? Okay. I found a bulletin. There's actually a bulletin for a whining noise. It don't specify the noise. It just says noise from transmission. I don't know if you got a check engine light going on with this thing or not. We actually have one setting here right now that has a whining noise in it that goes with the engine RPMs. It seems to lessen when you drive it, but I think that the road noise and the tire and the exhaust kind of kills the noise where you can't hear it as well. Yeah. But sitting here in the shop at idle, it's got a whining noise and it goes with the engine RPMs. If the car's in park and you slightly rev it, you can hear the whine kind of increase, and when you let off, it decreases. What they found is happening is there's possibly a snap ring inside the transmission, inside that clutch, that's starting to come apart and rubbing on stuff. So if that's what you have going on with your car, the dealer is absolutely correct. If you continue to drive it and that snap ring comes completely disengaged, yeah, it's going to cause a lot of damage.
But they're going to repair that first before they would go to the point of actually a full transmission.
Right. It gives you a couple of different scenarios in here, tests they want you to follow. I mean, there's a possibility that it may need a new transmission, but if they can just go in and replace this snap ring and the clutch and stuff, then that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, so you have to follow the protocol.
Right.
You've had transmission issues in the past at the beginning of C8, and they told you, do this, this, and this, and this.
Right.
Reset this, and if this doesn't work, then we'll replace the transmission.
Correct.
So that's probably where you're at right now with
Yes, that. I would say so. But like I said, even in the bulletin I found, it don't specify the noise. It just says a noise in the transmission that coincides with the idle or the RPMs of the vehicle, and that's what sounds like you got going on.
Yeah, it sounds very similar. Absolutely. Just want to make a comment out there. Thanks to our friends at Paragon Performance kind of letting us know what's going on. We're seeing some folks taking delivery of their ZR1s and putting scrape armor grill guards in the front grill and the side inlets, saying, hey, they're the same as Z06. They actually have to be modified. They're not exactly the same. In fact, Corey went on and said, scrape armor is making a rolling change to the grill guards as the current ones offered can't properly be installed on the ZR1 due to the center brackets need changed and require modification to install it correctly. This rolling change will not impact installing the grill guards on other models like Z06 and E-Ray, but as of 10/27, there is no proper remedy released from scrape armor for the ZR1 grills. So if you have a ZR1 or about to get one, hang tight. They're coming as soon as they possibly can.
All right. This one comes from Greg. It says, hoping you can at least explain an issue I'm having. 2020 Z51 Coupe, 22,500 miles. When I start and drive the car, I'm getting a fan-related sound coming from the front passenger wheel.
This is actually a rattling sound.
Rattling sound. Wheel well to the front radiator. It kind of sounds like an old window air conditioning where the fan's hitting the shroud. I'm concerned this is an issue that might be covered under my extended warranty before taking it to the dealer, or if there's a fix I might be able to do. Yeah, I mean, that stuff is packed in there tight, let me tell you. So it's very possible that the fan might be hitting on the shroud, or it could actually even be scraping on the radiator. Because, I mean, it bolts right to the radiator. So if you're hearing it in that right front corner, yeah, I would say you probably need to go get it looked at.
Okay. They might be able to make an adjustment, or
there is no adjustment.
Oh, so they have to replace
that is the AC condenser, radiator, cooling fan is packed together as a package, and it's all tight, and all together it's only about this wide, everything. So, and it all bolts together.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Greg. That's our friend Greg from California. That was at our track day and hosted us to have my track day in Willow Springs earlier this year. What an incredible opportunity. What a great guy. Appreciate that very much. Beautiful rides are coming up. Before we go, we're going to change that center console piece. Originally, it had, it was like 12 or 15 pages to actually change that all out.
Well, prior to, you had to replace the whole latch or the whole button mechanism.
Yeah, you had to take out half of the interior to get to it. It's a little bit easier install. We're going to show you that in a second. I apologize. Chuck does have one more.
Yeah, I have one more. It says, hey, Rick, this is Jim from California. I met you when you came to Willow Springs.
Oh, cool.
I'm looking at a 2023 70th anniversary Corvette. And Father Chuck forbid I have a DCT question. LOL.
Of course you do.
This car is just out of warranty this month, so in-service date has passed. The mileage is 2024. I do not see where the filter has been changed. If it has not been changed yet, the selling dealer change it for free per GM? Also, with low miles, what should I look for?
One thing I'll address real quick with him, say the DCT filter was not changed. That does follow the car in a used car capacity, but it has to be done within the window of the warranty, which you are out of. Go ahead, what you were going to say.
Yeah, that's not something that the dealer is going to cover. Like I said, the maintenance of the vehicle falls on the owner, not necessarily the dealer.
Right.
So if they want to sell it knowing that this was not done, they can. We try not to here. If it's never been done, I would probably change the filter.
I can say each dealer has a different protocol. I know that you, many times, 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, you let our used car manager know, hey, this is up for a fluid flush. It's up for a DCT filter, and we do that before we sell the car used. So not sure what their policy is, so there might be a conversation that you have with them.
Correct. Should you change it? I mean, 2023, it's 2 years, possibly 3 years old, depending on when it was delivered.
Right.
I would probably say yes.
Right. Get a DCT filter in there.
And then you're going to have to replace it again the closer it gets to 7,500 miles.
Isn't there something his dealer can take his VIN and look with internally to see if that's been done, maybe at another dealership before they took it in on trade?
Yes. Yeah. We can look back, and if the first service was submitted through General Motors, it'll show.
Okay. All right, so that's one way you can check that. So do some digging in there, or you can send the VIN, and I'll be happy to look at it real quick for you and do what I can in that regard. So your 2,000 miles, like Chuck said, it's 2 years, could be 3 years. Remember, at 3 years, even though there's 2,000 miles on the car, you need a full fluid flush on the DCT transmission. We've had two guys on the last couple of months talking about it on the show at 4,000 miles, 3 years old. They did it, complained about it, didn't understand the complexity of this car, and then called us the next day and said, you know what, the car drives a lot better. It's like, wow, there really is something to this. Yes, there really is. So
there really is.
It's unfortunate. I guess we have to change our driving style to accommodate this new car and enjoy it a little bit more. That's why I encourage you guys, life's a dream. You know, drive it. Absolutely, for real. Enjoy your car. We're not back in the days, although some people like to care for their cars that way. I respect that. But
Sure.
we're not back in the days trying to create a 1967 Corvette all over again.
Well,
just drive it, man.
The maintenance on these new supercars is more prevalent than they ever have been.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's why we're not used to it.
yeah,
That's why we're not used to it.
exactly.
Yeah. And I don't care what anybody says. It is still the best car that we've ever had within the history of Corvette.
As long as you maintain it and drive it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I do.
You leave them set. They don't like to be left set.
Yeah, we're
They
trying to
really
come up
don't.
with our show this Sunday where I'm going to go through my 80,000 mile journey on the two C8s that I've had, the problems that I've had, the things that I understand better now on a non-Z51 versus Z51. I want to share all that with you guys. Working on that as we speak, so that should be coming soon. We're hoping this Sunday on our Coffee with Conti. But another little thing that broke on my car, and I was just, until they actually come up with an easier repair, I was just letting it go. When I would close the lid down and it popped back out, and I just push it back in. I'm like, I'm not messing with that damn thing and taking out all that interior stuff. But now it's supposed to be an easier fix. If you would please show us how to do that.
Sure.
All right. And I do have the part numbers. Hang on.
So everybody that has this problem knows when you close this thing usually pops out.
Right.
So you got to push it in to open it. Now it's not popped out. What do I do? Well, I take this little hook and carefully go in behind and give it a little pressure, and it pops right out the way it always did before. So you're going to slide this out. This is the important part, that spring. And what I can assume happening is these clips are weak, because I noticed on the last video some of the comments guys said they heated these up and pulled them out further, which will kind of work, but the problem is you're kind of weakening this.
Oh, yeah.
So what GM did, and I'm gonna lay this out here because I don't want to get grease on Ricky's seat, so we can open the new one. I assume GM made a new one that is already stiffer, so you don't have to heat it. So they packaged it up tight for some reason. This is the new button. You can see these things are spread out a little further than what it was on the original one.
Okay.
So,
Do you have to transfer the spring for the other?
yes, not only the spring, because I did this the first time. You take this spring off, it just slides off that, but you have to take this piece out right here. This is what latches. So you take that out,
Okay.
and there's grooves in this, a hole here. You slide this back over the hole,
Line it up with the groove.
line it up with the grooves. See, there's a hole there. And this is a little stiff, so you push it up on there.
You said something last week about the spring.
Yep.
Okay.
You want to make sure this spring comes out with it. Sometimes the spring will stay back in there and people don't realize it. And then when they shove this new button back in, it's not lined up.
They
and
jam
you
it up.
shove this spring back up in the glove box part.
Oh, boy.
Then you're in trouble.
Yep.
So now that we've switched this over, we've got the spring in place, everything's good. All you do is take it back over, carefully line it up. Just like so, and push it in. We're done.
That's it?
That's it. It'll never pop out again.
Fantastic. Thanks, man.
Like
I
I
was
said-
just going to leave the old one and just keep pushing it in.
Like I said, the biggest thing is to make sure you get that spring line back up. Because if you don't and you shove that in there, it'll go back up in and then you can't get it back out. So
Oh, wow.
just make sure everything's lined up.
We love talking about your cars. We love showing off your cars. Chuck, what are we going to show them now?
We're going to see some of your beautiful rides.
Thanks for watching tonight, guys.
If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you red. Till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one. And I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you